in the upper bracket with an extra chance versus lower bracket, best of one, and only one chance at any point going forward into the tournament of TI5. He talked a little bit about the previous matchup. We didn't get to really see that match from here, the foyer, because it was, I believe, the end of day 2 or something like that. We do have some highlights, so we'll take a look at that. But overall, I remember, Winter, we were talking about it, and Empire just looked very happy after that match. Of course, it was their first match win, but they seemed really elated. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from their previous matchup in a best-of-2 in Group B, VP versus Empire.
I also wonder if it plays effect at all. These two teams probably scrim against each other,
Right.
Iron sharpens iron, they say, and maybe it's a matchup that they're comfortable with, being able to take advantage of. Adds more to that high morale, being able to come into this matchup against Virtus Pro.
And the other thing, we're also having to look at the picks here, something to consider what they've played against each other before, and it looks like Empire got quite a few high-priority picks.
The Naga is probably going to be a big key ban/pick in this series, I would imagine.
Let's say a hero to highlight where it seems like Empire are really at their best out of all the games we've seen is when Resolution gets this Dragon Knight. If I'm VP, I second phase ban that, no matter what, unless it's very, very clear that Resolution's hero has been picked in the first 2, which is never really a given, I think, because the cores that generally get picked in the first phase are Gyro and Quap, and Gyro will not be played by Resolution, and the Quap could easily also be played by Silent in the safe lane. So it seems like they play with a lot of confidence. He's a frontliner, he has a targeted stun. This is the goal call that we rally around. That's a big pick. I think Undying will be a big pick for both teams as well. And most likely we will see both of them picked or banned.
Looking at that clip, it looks like there were, it was 40-something and then 33 kills combined. That's nearly 80 kills in that game. Sure, it went on for a little bit, but...
Sounds like Bounty would be good for some track calls.
Sounds like it was a bit of a bloodbath. So if that's going to come into play, of course, something to consider. Dakota, how much do you think it's going to matter that VP got to see this last match? Sure, you're maybe reminded of the acts and things like that, but in Game 1, it was also that a lot of picks were open. Lesh was given up and something like that.
I agree. I feel like Game 1, it was more they were able to take the advantage of grabbing up the Lesh and building around that, and in Game 2, it was seeing the Brood, being able to counter around that and just adjusting their playstyle on the fly. I don't think they had to pull out anything secretive or any do-or-die grabs, something that we saw from EG earlier. So I would imagine it shouldn't affect Virtus Pro too much at this point. I think, like I said before, these teams probably have a lot of experience going head-to-head, and they should know what to expect from each other.
Yeah. And Winter, what are your thoughts going into this rematch, we could say?
I think whoever wins the coin, I think we're going to do a coin toss again. I feel like the sides and whoever gets first pick is very